Tang, and I'm a psychology major, and I went to National University of Singapore. So why go to Singapore? Well, first off, it's not a very popular country, so even more so, you get to learn something completely different. Put yourself and immerse yourself in somewhere that not everyone knows about. Because it is this English-speaking country, you'll be fine. You'll be able to communicate, but you'll also get to see a lot of their culture. They're very big on Chinese, Malay, and South Asian cultures, so it's very diverse, and you'll get such an eclectic world view from so many different types of people and different types of religions, and just like from the cuisine, from the people themselves, you can learn so much. And Singapore is just a really amazing place because it's not too expensive, at least the outside street food. People are very sweet, and Southeast Asia is such a little known place to the US, and we learned very little. Like when I went there, I got to know more about even like other countries like Cambodia. I didn't even know that they had a genocide until I went there. It's really, really, really nice to get to know culture that's, you know, completely different. So being a student in Singapore was not too drastically different. We still had lectures, we still had sections. The only differences were that there are sections or tutorials for every other week. And obviously section, you also have a smaller group and a time to have a smaller intimate group with your professors or your TAs. Singapore is known to be very, very competitive. They're always trying to fight the curve, just like the US. However, they are a bit more stringent, and the way they grade projects and papers and tests sometimes is a little bit more, a little bit harder. And also their finals tend to be more essay-based than multiple choice-based, but it was not undoable. So if you're thinking about going to Singapore, don't be afraid. It's definitely, you'll still be able to travel in between, still have some breaks, still be able to explore the city, but also maintain your grades and also do well on your assignments. So they have University Town, which consists of many residences, so like basically dorms or like really high-rise like apartments. There's a lot of exchange students who live in U-Town. Some people also went into the halls, so a little bit more old, like the older buildings. But I personally lived in graduate residence, so it was definitely really nice. But I think any of the ones you pick would be okay. I think most people did not have a roommate, so if you're scared of that, you don't need to be. So transportation was absolutely easy. I'm someone who's very directionally challenged, but it was definitely easy to get around the city. You would use the MRT, which is short for Massive Rapid Transportation. So you get a little e-card, you just top up or refill the card, and you'll be good to go. There's also many buses you could take. Taxis were very easily available, so if you wanted to go home later at night and the MRT was closed by midnight, let's say, then you would take the taxis. And so getting around the city was really easy. As for food, there's endless things to say about the food. It was really, really good. There's seafood, there's Chinese, Malay, Indian food. I definitely got to try some new seafood such as chili crab and stingray. There's an endless list of foods you can try in Singapore, so I suggest you go online, look for all their famous dishes. So in my free time, because Singapore was so small, it was easy to get around to just go try new foods. So we would go online with my friends and see what hawker centers, so their food stall centers, were very famous or had really good local dishes. So we would go to different hawker centers to try them out. So some tips I have are to really get to know the city, see all parts of it. Because it's so small, you'll be able to cover most of the city. I also recommend that you also get to travel around Singapore. Super easy. You have budget airlines, you also have buses, sleeper buses, and just crossing a border is completely different and a completely new culture. So really soak in the culture, really get to know the people, try to learn maybe even a couple phrases in each country that you go to, like Thailand, know how to, just basic thank yous or how do I get here, so it's really awesome. Although wherever you go, it's how you make it, and you know, you'll still have fun, you'll still learn and grow a lot. So if you want to try something different, try something new, very fun, exciting, modern, but also the fusion of East and West all together, I really recommend you go to Singapore, and I hope that you do because it's definitely worth it.